Why do 95% of gamers swear by BitLife for some harmless fun? It's a game that lets you live out different lives, make choices and see where they lead. You can be anyone, do anything, and experience a multitude of scenarios, all from the comfort of your phone. It's a digital escape, a way to pass the time and indulge in a bit of fantasy. But what happens when the game gets too real? When the lines between the virtual and the real world start to blur and the game seems to know more about you than it should. I downloaded BitLife to kill time on a flight. Harmless, right? Just a way to make the hours pass by quicker. I'd heard so much about it from friends and online reviews. Everyone seemed to be hooked, so I thought, why not give it a try? At first it was fun. I lived out lives as a salesman, a musician, even a serial killer. The possibilities were endless and each life was a new adventure. I could be anyone I wanted to be, do anything I wanted to do. It was exhilarating, a rush of excitement with every new life I started. Each life was different, more intriguing than the last. I found myself getting more and more engrossed in the game, losing track of time as I played. Then something strange happened, something that made me question everything. I started a new life, seemingly normal, the character's name, Rita Thatcher. My name. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence. After all, there are millions of names in the world, but as I continued to play, the coincidences started to pile up. Born in Glasgow, like me, same birthday, same parents, everything matched. It was as if the game had taken my real-life details and used them to create this virtual character. I was both fascinated and unnerved. How could a game know so much about me? Creepy. But I kept playing. I was too intrigued to stop. I wanted to see how far the similarities would go, how much the game knew about my life. It was like watching a car crash. You know you should look away, but you just can't. Age 4, my family got a pet spaniel named Daphne. It was a small detail, but it hit close to home. We had a dog named Daphne when I was a kid. She was my best friend, my constant companion. The game had somehow replicated this part of my life with eerie accuracy. We had a dog named Daphne when I was a kid. She was more than just a pet, she was family. The memories of her flooded back as I played, making the game feel even more personal and unsettling. I dropped my phone, heart racing, but I couldn't stop. I clicked age up again. I had to know what would happen next, even though a part of me was terrified of what I might find. Age 6, my brother died in a car crash. The game had taken another painful memory from my past and brought it to life. It was as if it was digging into my soul, pulling out the darkest moments and making me relive them. He died in real life when I was 6. It was the most traumatic event of my childhood, something I had tried to bury deep within me. Yet here it was, laid bare by a game. I felt a mix of anger and fear. How could this be happening? The game wouldn't let me stop. Pings flooded in, each one dragging me deeper into my own nightmare. It was as if the game had a mind of its own, compelling me to continue to face my past. Messages from my real parents telling me to keep playing. They were worried about me, but their messages only made things worse. It felt like the game was controlling not just my actions, but the people around me as well. The screen said, almost there. Almost where? I wondered. What was the game leading me to? I felt a sense of impending doom, but I couldn't stop. I had to see it through to the end. Then, age 26, Rita Thatcher died while at home. The words flashed on the screen and I felt a chill run down my spine. It was as if the game had predicted my future and it wasn't a happy one. I heard my front door creak open. My heart pounded in my chest as I looked towards the door. Was it just my imagination or was something really there? The game had blurred the lines between reality and fiction so much that I couldn't tell anymore. I slowly approached the door, my hands trembling. Every step felt like an eternity. The suspense was unbearable. What was waiting for me on the other side? Was it just a coincidence, or had the game somehow crossed over into my reality? I opened the door to find an empty hallway. Relief washed over me, but the fear lingered. The game had shaken me to my core, and I knew I would never look at it the same way again. I deleted the game from my phone, hoping to put the nightmare behind me. But the memories of what happened still haunt me. Was it just a game or something more? I'll never know for sure. But one thing is certain, BitLife knew too much. As I stared out of the window, I couldn't shake the feeling that the game had left a mark on me. It had delved into the deepest corners of my mind, bringing out memories I had long forgotten. It was a reminder that sometimes the line between reality and fiction is thinner than we think. I walked away from the window, determined to move on. But the experience had changed me. I was more cautious, more aware of the digital world and its potential to invade our lives. BitLife was just a game, but it had shown me that sometimes games can be more real than we ever imagined. I put my phone away and stepped outside into the sunlight. The world felt different, more vibrant. I was grateful for the real moments, the tangible experiences that couldn't be replicated by a screen. BitLife had been a wake-up call, a reminder to cherish the real world and the people in it. I met up with friends, laughed and talked about everything but the game. It felt good to reconnect with reality, to be present in the moment. BitLife had been an unsettling experience, but it had also taught me the value of real connections and real experience. As the sun set over the city, I felt a sense of peace. The game was behind me and I was ready to move forward. BitLife had been a strange and eerie journey, but it had also been a lesson. Sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that hit closest to home. I closed the book on BitLife, ready to start a new chapter. The game had been a haunting experience, but it had also been a reminder of the power of our own stories. We are the authors of our lives, and we have the power to shape our own destinies. With a renewed sense of purpose, I walked into the distance, ready to embrace whatever came next. BitLife had been a horror story, but it had also been a journey of self-discovery. And in the end, it had shown me that the real world, with all its imperfections, is the most beautiful game of all.